All right. My name is Teresa Driver, and I am a freelance production stage manager. And a stage manager is the person who kind of keeps all the balls in the air for the production, kind of makes sure all the communication goes the way it's supposed to go, the staging happens the way it's supposed to. You keep the artistic integrity of the show. So lots of little parts that go into this.
So what kind of skills do you need to be a good stage manager?
Organization is the number one skill, I would say. Communication is also really important. And some other skills that you don't think about needing are being able to read a room, being able to see if people are in a good headspace or not. One of the jobs of the stage manager is to set the tone of the room. And one of the things I do is I know people and I can read body language really well, which is also a really helpful thing to know. And if I see a sudden difference in body language or people get really quiet who talk a lot, then I will go and check on them, see how they are, see if they need anything. And taking notes is a really good thing, being a good note taker. I rarely can remember anything, but I will have it written down somewhere and I can tell you what you need to know, usually at that time. And also being able to say, I don't know, because there are going to be times you get that question and you're going to have to say, I don't have any idea, but I will find out for you.
Can you walk us through just like when you come on board as the professional stage manager for a production, and then sort of like, this is what happens, then this happens. Can you kind of like walk us through that?
Sure. When I'm hired, I usually get in touch with the director, try to see what they need first. You know, what are they thinking? What do they want me to do specifically for them? Because every director is different. And so I always try to touch base with the director just to see if there's anything that I don't know about. From there, I will go into what's called pre-production. And that week is when I get together with the assistant stage manager. I do start talking to designers quite a bit. I start getting the lay of the land. I get props list. I get costume list. I get the schedule, or I will make the schedule depending on the director and what they want. I start getting my prompt book together. And a prompt book is the book that has the script in it. You will put all your blocking in it. I put all my blocking notes in it. For me, I also put in a ground plan with every page so that I can take consistent blocking notes. And I put in a contact sheet. I put in the overall schedule. I will start putting in daily schedules. I will have room for my rehearsal reports and my performance reports. Also that week, I will send a welcome letter to all the actors and just kind of get some basic information from them. So from there, we'll go into rehearsals. And the first day we'll have, because I'm part of Actors Equity, and we'll have our equity meeting first thing. But then the director will take over. A lot of times that first day we'll do a reading of the play and just get a feel for the play before we start putting it up on its feet. And then we just go into the regular rehearsal process. I will make a daily call for everyone. I will send that out the night before so that everybody knows what time they need to be there and what scenes we're working on, so that they can know what they're going to be working on next. And that will happen daily until we get to Tech Week. And Tech Week is the fun time of long hours when we get to put it all together. And that's also the time that I get to start learning my show. I will get the light cues, I will get the sound cues, I will get video cues, or whatever the show needs. I will meet orchestra members if we have an orchestra. But it's my time to really put that entire rehearsal process into one cohesive place for me, and I learn how to call the show. After that, we go into performances, which honestly is the easiest time for me.
And we should mention that during the during the rehearsal process, there are also production meetings, usually weekly.
Yes.
With all of the people, not the actors, but everybody else who is behind the scenes in the production. So what are some of the challenges of working as a stage manager?
Probably the biggest challenge is no show is ever the same. And so you have to be very adaptable and you have to be really flexible.
What kind of rewards are there for being a stage manager?
It's all rewards. It's all a bunch of rewards. I cannot even tell you how much I love what I do. Gosh, the thing about stage managing is I get to do my left brain and my right brain. So I get the organization and the administrative and all of that, and keep that in line, which I love to do. I also get to buy all the office supplies, which I love to do. But I also get to help create a little bit. I get to create my reports. Not every report is like cookie cutter. So I get to like make my header for the show, and I get to use some creativity there. But many times I also get to collaborate with the director. If something isn't going quite right, they'll ask me sometimes, what do you think we can do about that?
It sounds like you need to be a problem solver as well, like, and
Absolutely.
enjoy that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you do absolutely have to be a problem solver.
So is there any type of education or experience that's necessary for being a stage manager? Could you tell us a little bit how you got into being a stage manager?
Well, my story's a little different than most. I did go to college, but not for stage managing. I went for accounting and had that career before I kind of fell into stage managing. And I went through the process via community theater and just kind of worked my way up. You do not have to have a degree in stage managing to be a stage manager, although there are some wonderful stage management degrees and curriculum around the country. But I will say I have shadowed people and I continue to shadow people. There's always somebody out there better than you are. And so it's always a good idea to go and find those people. I talk to people a lot. I read a lot of books. I attend a lot of webinars, and I just try to keep up that way. So, but yeah, that's probably, if you're wanting to be a stage manager, talk to a stage manager, shadow them, find out as much information as you can.
That leads right into my next question, and that is, what kind of student would you encourage into this field, and how can they learn more? So,
yes, the student who wants to do this is usually one who absolutely loves theater and has a passion for theater, but doesn't necessarily want to be on stage. When I was in high school, I took one theater class. It was an acting class. And I left theater at that time because I knew there was no way I was ever going to be an actor. And so I didn't even realize that this existed.
Well, I think that is the way that most people are exposed to theater, is that they either see actors, right, on stage, or they get a chance to be in a show in high school or something like that, and not a lot of people know about all the behind the scenes, which is why we're making these videos, right? Because not a lot of people even know what kind of things are going on behind the scenes.
Right. And unfortunately, the stage manager is probably the one that people know the least about. You can kind of tell what the light guy does, and you kind of can tell what the sound guy does, but it's like, what does a stage manager do?
Right.
And there are a lot of great books out there. There's one called The Stage Manager's Toolkit. It is an excellent book that takes you from start to finish. And I am also, besides being a union member, I am also a part of the Stage Managers Association, which is a non-union association of just stage managers. They have students up through professionals. And there are also groups like USITT where you can meet people.
Thanks so much, Teresa. This has been really informative.
Thank you so much, Lori.